some breaking news pertaining to the same story. Now, Serum Institute of India has sought DCGI's approval for market authorization of its COVID-19 vaccine Covovax as booster dose for those who are aged above 18 years and who have already been administered 2 doses of either Covishield or Covaxin. For this, let me actually bring in my colleague Sharon, who's brought us that input. Yes, Sharon.
Well, the Serum Institute has in fact sought DCGI's approval for the market authorization of COVID-19 vaccine Covovax. Now, they have completed 3-phase clinical trial of this particular vaccine, and this is for people who are above the age of 18 years. Remember, we have already have about 3 booster doses, 3 precautionary doses at place, and while we have in fact been saying that how the precautionary dose need to be ramped up, there are more and more vaccines that are seeking approval from the DCGI. Now, depending on the immunogenicity and the efficacy of the data that has been presented by the Serum Institute, we'll have to see whether DCGI will give an approval to this particular vaccine, which is Covovax, and will be administered in 2 doses of Covishield or Covaxin.
All right, Sharon, thank you so much for that. Taking this across to Dr. Chawla, who continues to be with us. Dr. Chawla, now that SII has sought DCGI's approval for the market authorization of its COVID-19 Covovax as a booster dose for both Covishield and Covaxin, how do you see this move, considering you yourself have been talking about how it's very important for people to start getting in those precaution doses?
There's no doubt. Although the vaccines have been quite controversial of late and people have been commenting quite adversely, but I still believe vaccine remains the only protection which can easily be taken, and that is the only one pushes your immunity against a particular disease. So this Covax authorization is a welcome thing, and I'm sure people above 18 years should come into the market, and I think this is the high time. I clearly remember just 2 months back, government tried its best to tell the people that they should take the precautionary dose, but most people were not coming forward. But as it happens in India, people tend to act when it is in dire straits. So I believe in the days to come, on one side we need to watch the situation, and on second side we need to take more booster dose or precautionary dose, and on third side I have no words to say. Indians, perhaps, let me tell you, people in Japan, people in Israel and many Western nations, they use mask anyway around the year. So be it a corona, be it a simple viral flu or influenza or viral fever as we call it, and let me tell you, the whole of Delhi NCR is practically experiencing too many cases of this viral flu. And third is pollution. Pollution is also a big problem. So all the 3 things can be fought by one step, which is called universal masking. So in my opinion, either Delhi government or the surrounding states governments or the other governments should make it kind of a mandate that you better use it, and particularly where the people collect, for example in metro, in buses and trains, in cinema halls, in other halls, it should be made must for many months to come. Let me tell you one thing, what will happen is, after the corona was a pandemic, it will, in my opinion as a doctor and as a joint secretary of Indian Medical Association, it will become endemic. What is endemic? Endemic is cases keep occurring around the years. So what happened in last couple of months, although we were seeing many cases of simple fever, high-grade fever and cough and cold, but people were not coming forward for getting tested, the corona tested. I believe many of them may have been corona cases. Okay. So I believe after the hue and cry, including the media also trying to educate the people, I believe in next few days to come, the number of cases will rise, definitely rise. Not that the cases have risen, because the testing will have to rise. I remember in last 2-3 months, believe me, even my own clinic, we hardly had even a single corona testing. But now that the new fear has come, or new panic, people will themselves request for the RT-PCR test, and that cases will definitely rise, and that should become the reason for people to adopt a new lifestyle, accepting corona as a way of life, whereby first thing, following all the corona appropriate behavior, and second is vaccination. If we adopt these 2 things voluntarily, I'm sure we will not have much trouble at all.
Absolutely. Dr. Naresh Chawla, thank you so much for joining us. And giving our viewers up to, those very, very important advices that you have put forth, because like Dr. Chawla was mentioning, COVID is here to stay. It has reached that endemic stage. People have to learn to live with it and also bring in that COVID appropriate behavior as part of their lifestyle. Taking this across to my colleague Mihir Trivedi, who is live with us from Mumbai. Mihir, of course, people were quick to, let go of the mask from their lives. However, what we see happening through the surge in cases around the world, that needs to be brought back. Are people ready? What are they saying there in Mumbai?
Absolutely. I spoke to a couple of them in the morning, and this was from a very crowded market in Mumbai's Dadar area, and many of them were saying that they are pretty much ready with any guidelines that the government comes up with. They are very much ready with the fact that they will have to wear a mask for some time, at least at crowded places. And now, as far as people are concerned, their only worry is I'm sorry. There should not be any strict guidelines as such which could really affect their livelihood. Apart from that, they are very much aware of the COVID waves. They have lived through it. So they know what needs to be done as far as making sure that they are safe, and they will do whatever it takes as far as is needed as a responsible citizen. In fact, many of them are of the opinion that they will be wearing a mask, and there are no two ways about it. It is not only a matter of guidelines, it is a matter of their life, and they will not really compromise on that. But at the same time, they also have to run a house, they have to seek livelihood, and for that, if there are any strict restrictions, it would really hamper them and affect their well-being. So that is one of the concerns, but people are very much open, and what some of the experts also said, that people have lived through these waves and they know what really needs to be done. So they will correctly adopt the COVID appropriate behavior, and they have been doing it. Yes, in crowded places at this point we are not seeing people masked up, but if a guideline comes in place, we know festivals like Christmas, and then there is New Year down the road. These are times when people really gather, and crowds gather at several places. These are places which are very, in a sense, critical if there is a virus spread. So these are issues that the people are aware of. If there are guidelines, they will follow it. Some of them have already started taking precautions because they believe they don't want to wait for any guidelines. Absolutely. They want to do it themselves because they want to be safe and also do their normal work and normal routine in the day.
Absolutely. And Mihir, that's a very, very important point that you actually put it out there for people, because everybody has seen what COVID can do to you, and they are not willing to go ahead and go about the same life of lack. They want to go about their daily chores, enjoy the basic stuff, like even going to a movie theater. If just a basic masking up can help them and allow them to do that without any problems, then why not? And people know that, and I'm